Welcome to episode 27 of our top 5 PvP battle series. If you guys are interested in sending in your own clips for the top 5, send me a link to your clip to KristoferESO@hotmail.com. And without further ado, we have got Kun and California X coming in at number 5 this week with an incredible duo on the Stamina Templar and a Stamina Dragon Knight. As you can see, there is a ton of EP pushing into this tower, just as EP has flipped this keep. And Kun and California are going to kite their way to the top, drop a massive ult dump. They put a lot of damage into the group, managed to get a kill, but a huge amount of healing power from this enemy group there. There they think they seal off another kill on the Reds as well. Just doing a lot of pressure with the AoE jabs there, but Kun and California are forced yet again to the top layer of the keep. They're going to reset their buffs here, and they open up on the guys at the top of the keep. He goes for the dots into the jabs. California also dotting up this player, but this guy tanking it out pretty hard with the Earth Gore as well, taking a lot of heals as the friendly healers come up the top here, and the other guy bails, and Kun and California are just going to look for a new target here. Just continue to rotate their buffs as well. Look at Kun going for those heavy attacks, making sure to maintain stamina as he doesn't have as much pressure as California on him. And Kunz is just looking for his opportunity to open on these guys. Going to dot up this Templar here, but he's taken a lot of pressure as well from the enemy group, and they're purging off a lot of effects as well. And Kunz is just busy trying to rotate his buffs here to make sure that he doesn't get brought down by the pressure from this Zerg. A huge spike on that player there as California knocks him into the air. Kunz finishing him off with the jabs, and now they're just going to turn onto the rest of the players. A big Dawnbreaker from California there. Kunz finishing him with the jabs into the Repentance, and the rest of the Red end up retreating from the top here as some AD players come around the side. And Kunz and California are just going to bug them a little bit. They find a red target here at the top, and then they see a lot of yellow on the side here, so they switch their focus down to the side here. They quickly finish off a player there, and they've got another Nightblade just trying to re-enter stealth there. They hit him with a lot of dots, but here come the yellow up the staircase. And Kunz and California just rotating on whoever follows them up here. They quickly are running away as they're not coming up in force. Here you see a poor yellow player come up. A massive leap from California as Kunz dots him up there, and down he goes as well. They're just marking those targets one at a time, taking them down, putting a lot of dot pressure into these two here. The other guy bails. He drops the Dawnbreaker into the jabs. California going in with pressure as well, finishing off yet another player at the top of this tower here, and they're just going to work on this guy as he comes back up the top. He drops down. California follows him down, finishing him off there, and there's a single red player that they're going to be friendly with here as well. And now they go to put a bit of pressure into these yellow here, but both of these yellow quickly enter stealth and end up running away. So Kunz and California move their way back up into this tower, and they're just going to wait for the yellow to re-engage with them. And as they come to the top here, they see all of the yellow had chased down that poor red player, and they're going to come and support the red player. They put a lot of damage into this guy. He's taking huge heals from himself. The Earth Gore coming in, but look at how much pressure they're putting into him here. His health bar just spaghetti. Kunz taking a big meteor there. He already has CC immunity up, so he just pounds his heal and then goes right back into offensive pressure on these guys. Huge Dawnbreaker leap combo, quickly killing two players in the middle of the stack there, and now they've got just a single player on the stack, and the Nightblade is just struggling as he exits and enters stealth. And Kunz and California just keeping a lot of pressure as more yellow continue to pour up this staircase, and they're just going to work these guys here, put a lot of dots into these guys, the target synchronization, the wrecking blow into the finishing move there, and the enemy siege starts to come down as well, but it's not going to phase these two. They're going to continue to apply the pressure here, just rotating their buffs as well, purging off those negative effects, going for the jabs on this guy here into the leap yet again. A nice synchronized combo, and finishing off the last player there. And now we've got a huge stack of AD bodies at the top here. Really well played, but that is not the end of the fight. We've got more AD pouring into the tower here, and Kunz in California quickly finishing off a player there as another yellow comes up the top here as well. They put a lot of pressure into him, trying to dodge the enemy siege here as well. We see a lot of enemy siege coming down on top of them, and they're just going to repent the body here. He's going to go for the dots and just kind of hug this staircase here. but they notice the yellow players going for the res, so Kunz quickly runs over, bashes the player, preventing the res there, and now they're going to put some pressure onto the squishier target here, quickly switches to get the bash. There we see the Dragon Leap, and Kunz goes into his jabs, trying to put the pressure into that player there, and now he's just going to reset his dots on these guys, trying to prevent them from bashing. California finishing off the lower hit point player there, and there we see the Dawnbreaker preventing the res as well into the leap. Oh my gosh, more bodies on top of this thing. Another yellow Nightblade opens out of stealth here, and Kunz and California are going to look for him. He opens yet again on them. He gets him with the power of the light. It's going to be tricky for the Nightblade to escape after that. He doesn't break the stun, and there's the spike, and down he goes. And now Kunz and California are going to work their way back up to the top and prevent the last few yellow from getting any reses here. Really well played, guys. Now, coming in at number 4 this week, we have got E-Man on his Stamina Sorcerer. There you see he quickly finishes off a blue player with a really snappy Dawnbreaker execute, and he's going to turn and fight the rest of the blues here. He goes for the 3-star player. He's trying to escape, and he just quickly brings that guy down, and now he's got 3 more blue left to work with here. He goes for the dot up on this other blue player in the back. The other blue player just trying to defend himself, goes for the leap on him. E-Man taking a lot of pressure from the other players here, so he goes for a kite around the side of this piece of stone, I guess, here, and goes for a few dark deals, redoes his buffs, and now he's going to chase down this poor Dragon Knight that's trying to run away. A little bit of lag there as the Dragon Knight rubber bands a little bit on his screen, but E-Man's going to dot him up, go into the Wrecking Blow, into the Dawnbreaker, another Wrecking Blow into the Executioners, trying to finish off this very chunky low-level Dragon Knight. He's got a lot of bulk to him, and E-Man's just tanking out the rest of the players as he continues to put pressure into this guy, but he decides to go for a target change here. Goes for this, I think, Magicka Nightblade here, hits him with a huge Wrecking Blow, tries to put pressure into him there, but E-Man is forced yet again to retreat, taking a lot of damage from the rest of these guys, and a little bit low on stam, so he pounds his Dark Deal as he retreats there, and the Nightblade follows him. Oh no, he goes for that Wrecking Blow, gets good damage onto him, into the Dawnbreaker, into the Executioner, and the Nightblade just pounding his shields there. A little bit of lag, but E-Man yet again bringing the player down, and now he's going to open up on this guy here. Hits him with the Dizzy Swing into a second Dizzy on the Executioner. The blue player does not break the stun fast enough. Down he goes, and 2 more blue players come running out the side here as a third one comes running by as well. E-Man with a huge Dawnbreaker combo on that Dragon Knight, bringing him down as well, and now he's going to turn to his next target here, dots him up, goes for the Wrecking Blows, hits him with 2 Wrecking Blows, the Nightblade trying to kite away as the Templar stuns E-Man. E-Man's just going to reset his buffs here, reset his vigor, and go right back on top of the Archer here. Hits him with another big Wrecking Blow, but yet again taking a lot of pressure, and now he's slowly getting surrounded by the blue, and he's got the NPCs on him as well. So E-Man goes for a bit of a kite, just line of sighting the NPCs, and gets these guys nice and stacked up. There is a big Dawnbreaker. The enemy blue player does a great job blocking the Dawnbreaker there, but E-Man's going to go right back on top of him here, put a lot of pressure with that next Wrecking Blow into the Executioners. The enemy player holding block to survive. E-Man gets him with the Executioner roll cancel, nice and smooth, and then he goes into his heal, goes for the Dark Deals, goes for his forward momentum, so he's got that CC immunity, so he can make this run away, and look at the precog. Oh my gosh, such a nice juke. He moves his way back behind the enemy group, continuing to keep his buffs up, so he's got his snare immunity, and here he makes it out of the fight. Very well played, my man. And coming in at number 3 this week, we have got Nezzo on the Stamina Dragon Knight. And here you see he's found an enemy Nightblade outside this keep here, but the Nightblade goes in on the keep, and we see so many blue players just sieging as yellow's attacking them from the other side. Nezzo goes for a leap on the back of the blue there, gets a kill on the blue player. He's going to put up his wings and just go into the tower here and open up on this Templar here. Gets a great Wrecking Blow into the Executioner, bringing the Templar down. He's going to reset his buffs as he moves up the staircase here, and he's just going to put a poison injection into the guard. I think he wanted to hit the player there. He dots this player up. This player's going for the res. Oh no, Nezzo doesn't even bash him, just hits him with a few Wrecking Blows, and down he goes. And now Nezzo's going to work his way back up to the top of the tower, reset his buffs, sees the low HP blue player here. He goes for the Executioner, bringing the blue player down, and now he's going to open up on this yellow player. A huge leap into the yellow player. Nezzo wants to get the finish there, goes for the Executioner, corner. Unfortunately, Blue jumping on top of him, saving that yellow player from getting killed, and Nezzo's going to kite back up into the tower, reset his buffs here as a single Blue player follows him and just ends up jumping out of the tower there. So Nezzo is going to take a peek back down at the bottom here, pick a target. He sees the low HP yellow player. He goes for the poison injection as he jumps off the edge, takes a nasty streak from one of the enemy players that's stunning a different enemy player, but Nezzo just follows the other yellow player into the back there, hits him with the poison injection. He goes down, and now Nezzo wants to open up on these Blue who are going for the res. There we see the wrecking blow into the heavy attack, onto the leap. Oh my gosh, he tries to execute this player here, taking the stun from the Blue players, and Nezzo's going to reset his buffs here, set his heals up, and go for the wings as he kites back into the tower. There's a big stack of Blue down there now, and Nezzo just takes a peek off the top and notices that they're just worried about making sure they get all their friendly players rezzed. So Nezzo's going to be patient here and just wait for his opportunity to reopen on these guys. He goes back off the edge again, wants to hit the guy with the wrecking blow. He goes just out of range. A Blue player hits him with the leap, and Nezzo's going to come back inside, go for the wings, keeping that mobility up, and a single Blue player follows him in here. Nezzo goes for the dot up here, hits him with the wrecking blow, into the next wrecking blow, into the leap. Oh my gosh, a huge combo to bring that guy down, and now Nezzo's going to reset his buffs and open on the next two Blue players that have come in here. He dots up the Dragon Knight, does a good job blocking the opponent's leap, and then rolls afterwards, quickly kiting out that Soul Assault as well. A great absorption of the two ultimates. The other player goes for the res here, and Nezzo decides that he's going to put some pressure into the other player that isn't rezzing. Unfortunately, the Templar does a great job healing himself, but Nezzo hits him with a huge wrecking blow into the leap combo. This guy's going for the res. Nezzo just a little late to the bash there. The Blue player gets up, and he takes quite a bit of pressure from the rest of the Blues, and then he works his way to the top, resets his buffs, and sees some yellow players coming in on the Blue here. So Nezzo decides, okay, we're just going to come back up to the top here. We've got more players to deal with, keeping his wings up for that snare immunity. Gets a good reflect there as well, but we've got more and more yellow just kind of pouring into this tower here, and Nezzo just goes for a leap onto the back end of them, goes for the executes on this guy. He rolls off the edge. Oh my gosh, so close to finishing him off with the fall damage there, and Nezzo has a single yellow player in the doorway here. He dots him up, tries to go for the wrecking blow here, but the enemy player responds with his tether for the stun. Nezzo hits him with the wrecking blow into the next wrecking blow, the executioner to bring him down, and the two remaining players put a huge spike onto Nezzo, bringing him down, but he did have the leap. What a great fight, man. And coming in at number 2, we have got JudasMcGavin on his medium armor stamina Templar. There you see he quickly kites out this player. Huge Dawnbreaker combo into the jabs, bringing down the first Blue player there. And now Judas is just going to continue to apply pressure to this other Blue Nightblade here. The Blue Nightblade just jumping in and out of stealth. Judas tries to hit him with the Javelin there. The Nightblade does a great job blocking the Javelin, and he goes right back into his cloak here. Judas does a great job just hitting him with the power of the light, which will force the Nightblade out of stealth when it explodes. So a really great move just to kind of counter the Nightblade. And there you see he catches the Nightblade at the end of the pottle, goes into the jabs, dots him up, and down he goes. And now Judas looks at the guy on siege, sees this huge HP bar, and decides to go and fight this sorcerer that's opened on him here. He gets the Sork with a big Dawnbreaker into the jabs, but the Sork responds really well with his shields, and Judas is forced to retreat, taking a lot of pressure from these Blue players here. And he's just going to come back behind this tree, reset his buffs, opens up on this player with his dots here, and rotates some nice heavy attacks on these guys, getting some good resource back, but these guys are opening with a lot of damage on him. Judas just doing some really fancy footwork, hugging the tree here, getting good LOS on the group here, takes a really nasty stun, low on stamina, but fortunately he has his buffs and his heals up. Judas goes for the dodge roll and goes back behind the tree here, opens with a power of the light on this guy, into the Javelin, into the Dawnbreaker, into his jabs. Oh my gosh, bringing down that Blue player, taking the counter Dawnbreaker, quickly breaking it, repenting the player there. This guy's trying to go for the res. Judas is going to hit him with the Javelin and then go right back to working on the player behind him here. The enemy player behind him just continuing to apply pressure, but this player continuing to res as well. Judas does not want to allow this guy to get the res on the enemy player here, so now he's decided, okay, we're going to focus this tankier player, trying to go for the res here, taking a lot of pressure from the Nightblade, but Judas doing a great job dodging the attacks, purging off those negative effects, and there we see the Dawnbreaker into the jab. jabs, putting good damage into this very tanky player. Look at how many hit points he has. Oh my lord. And Judas decides, okay, we can't commit to trying to kill this guy. A little bit too much tank. And he opens up on this red player as the red player comes in here, but he switches quickly back to the other blue player that's on top of him, and more blue players come pouring off the side of the hill here. Judas is just going to reset his buffs, work his way back up to the top of the hill, and just kite these guys out, takes a nasty stun there, and the immobilize, rolls out of it, keeping his speed buff up, and he goes for a run around the rocks here, just trying to pull this blue group apart, and most of them actually just fall off the side here, but look at how they've piled up. Oh my gosh, Judas gets pulled in by the Dragon Knight chains. He goes for some really nice roll and heal cancel combos there, continues to sprint away from this group of blue and gets back behind the rocks here. And he manages to get a good split on the group. He finds a healer and an archer by themselves, a Dawnbreaker to open into the jabs, quickly bringing down the first player there. And now Judas, just a little low on resource, chugs his potion, dots this guy up as well, tries to get the stun with the javelin there as the Nightblade jumps on top of him from the left here, and the other enemy player ends up retreating. Judas is going to put a little bit of dot pressure into this guy, hits him with the javelin, trying to get the stun there, but does not get the stun. He's just going to redot this Nightblade and just continue to work this guy. Gets a nice stun there into the jabs, putting good pressure into him, but this Nightblade's got some really serious healing power, so Judas is just being patient here, just continuing to redot him and waiting for his opportunity to hit this guy with a full combo. And there we see the Dawnbreaker. He's got every single dot on him and the power of the light, but the Nightblade responds really well with his soul tether, getting a lot of healing power there. And Judas is attacked by the red player as well. The blue player jumps on top of the red player, and I'm not really sure what happened. I think he got legged out there. He quickly goes down, and now Judas repents the body, and he's going to open on this red player as well, quickly dotting him up, hits him with the javelin, goes into the jabs, and the red Nightblade goes down as well. What a cleanup on the back of the siege line, and Judas sees a single player here trying to run towards the siege line. Denied yet again, bringing down another player. Really well played, my man. And finally, guys, for the #1 clip this week, we have got ReactFaster on his Stamina Sorcerer, and here you can see he's just outside of Bruma, but taking a lot of pressure from a bunch of blue players here. So React's just going to go for a bit of a kite. He is playing a medium armor Stamina Sorcerer, so he's very fast on this build, really using his speed here to split this group apart, and he manages to coax them into dropping here. React goes for the Dawnbreaker into the Executioner, bringing down one player there. He wants to finish off the other player, but sees the healing power coming in from the enemy group, and he just goes for a little bit of a kite yet again, hitting his dark deal, rolling back around the side of this building here, and React goes for a fake jump off the edge, rolls back. The blue player actually jumps off the edge after him. What a great fake there, and React just waits for the next blue player to work his way back up the top here. He dots him up with the poison injection and starts hitting this guy with the wrecking blows. A huge wrecking blow into the Dawnbreaker, finishing off the first blue player, finishes off the second blue player with the Executioner, and now React's going to dot up the third blue player there, and the dots bring him down. React opening on the fourth blue player here, hits him with the wrecking blow, hits him with the Executioner. Executioner trying to finish him off, but a lot of enemy pressure coming in from the archers there. React goes for a bit of a kite. He's got to reset his buffs here as well. He's going to drop the Atronach and watch this Atronach play. React sits right behind his Atronach, making sure to use it to soak up that incoming enemy fire, and he quickly sprints out to the low health player there, hits him with a couple Executioners, and down he goes, and React heads right back to his Atro here. Crit rush into the next player that's lower on HP. Oh my gosh, the dots bring him down, the Atronach pressure as well, and React is just going to continue to use the Atronach as a body block. Opens on this guy, a massive Dawnbreaker combo. Oh my gosh, bringing down another blue player there. This guy just completely melts to the wrecking blow, and React's got two players left on top of him here. He dots up the first lower level player, goes for the Dawnbreaker, misses the low level player there, and he's just going to come back just a little bit, reset his buffs as he comes back behind this tree, and he's going to peel back around and open up on this guy with some dots, but he wants to finish off this lower level Sork. React's just continuing to kite around in the trees here, making sure to use that dark deal, using that surge healing as well, and he opens on the lower level player, quickly bringing him down. The crit rush Executioner, and React has got the last player left here. This guy's just weaving his sword and board attacks on him, but React's going to dot him up, hit him with the wrecking blows, and try to get him with a stun. There we see the stun into the Dawnbreaker, the next wrecking blow, the Executioner, the poison injection tick, so clean, and down he goes. And React right away getting attacked by more blue here after finishing so many off. They come right back, and React's just going to go for a kite right back to the bottom here, drops down, and takes a stun from the Fire Staff, but he's going to go for his Dark Deal, reset his heals and buffs, making sure to get his Surge as well for that big healing power, and he sees a blue player follow him. React comes up to the top, actually, and opens up on the blue player at the top, and then peels back around the player that followed him here, and here we see one of the players that he dotted up taking a huge combo from the Wrecking Blow, the splash off the Dawnbreaker stunning both players, the Executioner finishing off the second player there, and this guy wants to res. React's not going to let that happen. We see the bash, 2 Executioners, the damage on this build, oh my gosh, he's just shredding through these guys like butter, and React's going to reset with some Dark Deals here and then open back up on these guys. He dots this guy up, takes a nasty stun from the other player, eating the snipe from this guy as well. React forced yet again to use his heals, go for the Dark Deals, taking a lot of pressure yet again, but he sets the Atronach down, so he's got a bit of a body block there, and the Atronach putting a bit of work into the other players as React tanks out this guy here. He jumps off the edge, resets his armor buff, resets his Surge as well, and he's going to open up on this guy by the Atronach. There we see the Wrecking Blow, the Executioner, so clean, down he goes, and React's just going to reset with some Dark Deals yet again, and then dot this guy up and hit him with the Dawnbreaker. He actually blocks the Dawnbreaker, but React really snappy with the Executioner, finishing him off as well. And now React has got the last enemy archer to bring down. He crit rushes into him, gives him the Executioner, and the poison damage tick finishes him off. What a fantastic fight, my man. And for our outro clip today, guys, we have got Animation Canceling and Nirnstorm doing a 2vx at Cropsford, and this is a really cool clip because it shows both perspectives of the fight, shifting between the two perspectives of these players. So I hope that you guys enjoy this edit as we say our goodbyes here. A huge shout out to everybody who sent the clips in. Thank you guys so much for sending in your clips. Really great stuff this week as always, guys, and please check out these fine ESO channels. I've got links to everybody featured today, so show that community love and give these guys a like and a subscribe. Now, if you guys are interested in sending in your own clips for the top 5 or even sending in a build to be featured on the channel, you guys can send it to KristoferESO@hotmail.com. A link with more information, of course, is in the description below for you guys. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you guys like this video, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We've got lots of other ESO content. We've got our own builds, our own commentaries. We got featured builds and tons of top 5. So check out that channel, guys. I create regular ESO content, so be sure to stay tuned for more. If you guys are interested in live gameplay from me, or you just want to come and chat and hang out, check out my Twitch. A link, of course, is in the description below. And finally, guys, we are sponsored by What the Fast. They're a VPN for gamers, and they give you better ping to your favorite games, especially if you guys get really bad base ping. If you guys are playing on American servers from the Australian hemisphere, this is a great service for you guys to try out, and it's free to try for the first 14 days, so you guys can try it out. No harm, no foul, no credit card to sign up. So that is it for the day, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we have got another episode coming up very shortly, so look forward to that, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great night, everybody.